Hi, how are you? It's Travis here, and welcome back to our adventures with the Hardcore Warrior. Today, we are going to head over to Ratchet, guys, and we're also going to complete some more quests in the Barrens. The Warchief's Blessing buff recently just dropped, increases hit points by 300, and gives us 15% to melee attacks. Right when I logged in, it dropped. Here's the Herald of Thrall yelling, "Honor your heroes. On this day, they have dealt a great blow against one of our most hated enemies. The false Warchief, Ren Blackhand, has fallen. Be bathed in the power of the Warchief. Drink in his might. Battle for the glory of the Horde." So yeah, we got that. We got that buff. Pretty happy about that. If there are any more quests we wanted to pick up there, I guess we could have turned in Shen's empty keg. We can turn that in also here in Ratchet. Yeah, we should get a decent amount of XP today. I hope you guys are doing well today. I'm doing pretty good. It's nice leveling in the Barrens. I do enjoy it. Brings back a lot of memories. One thing I do remember a lot was Barrens chat. It's not really like the same anymore. But back in the day, when, like, you know, a lot of people would be questing the Barrens, especially if you leveled as Horde, there'd always be, like, a Barrens chat where people would be asking, like, silly questions and asking for tips and all that stuff. You'd see a lot of Chuck Norris jokes as well. I always thought that was hilarious. That was, like, a staple of Barrens chat, is Chuck Norris jokes. And also asking where Mancrick's wife is. See that quite a bit. And I looked up a few Chuck Norris jokes to tell you guys today. And I found a website that has 82 of the very best Chuck Norris jokes. So we'll check a few of those out while we do a little questing in the Barrens today. Here's one. When lightning strikes Chuck Norris, the sky gets a scar. That's not bad. It's all right. I laughed at this one. COVID is desperate to develop a vaccine against Chuck Norris. I thought that one was pretty hilarious. I'm gonna go test the dry seeds, guys. Gotta stay focused, though, too. I don't want to die today telling a Chuck Norris joke. Chuck Norris wouldn't die like that. And I remember when monks came out, so many people made... I think you could make human monks back then, I'm pretty sure. And a lot of them would be, like, have names that refer to Chuck Norris. Undead monks as well. They would have, like, Chuck Norris names. So we gotta slay quite a few zebras. Keep an eye on that. And we need some raptor horns as well. Let's head to Ratchet first. I think we'll head down here probably and do the slay some South Sea pirates. I know I don't talk about, politics much on the channel or political figures, but there's been an interesting piece of news or rumor that has been going on about, the country I live in, Canada, eventually or potentially becoming a part of America. And it is an interesting proposition. And the way I look at it as a Canadian, I wouldn't want that to happen as a Canadian, because Canada is a good place for majority of Canadians, and I think majority of Canadians benefit off of Canada's system that we currently have. With free, it's not free healthcare. We obviously pay for it via taxes. But the majority of Canadians, the average Canadian makes around like 50 to 55K a year Canadian. And even if I looked it up, and even if they paid the average tax that an American would make, the tax difference would not make up for what Americans pay per year for health insurance. Now, if your employer does pay for all that, then yeah, obviously
time is money, friend.
It's better, right? But it's an interesting proposition. I wonder what it would be like. Because I wouldn't be surprised in the future if we do see like some sort of North American Union.
Speak. Well, I'll
sort of like how
one of Chen's storm
Europe has
kegs.
something like
he traveled with
Euro.
Rexar a long time ago. I haven't seen or heard about him in a Kodo's age. I appreciate you bringing this to me, adventurer.
Would you like a taste of Chen's namesake? Oh, the Storm Stout is a mighty brew. Chen taught the recipe to my mentor, and my mentor passed it on to me. I'll need you to get me a few things, but I can tell you this. The kick is worth it.
Bring me 5 Savannah Lion tusks from any Savannah Lion, 5 Plain Strider kidneys from any Plain Strider, and 1 Thunder Lizard horn from any species of Thunder Lizard. That should do the trick nicely. You can find these ingredients throughout the Barrens.
This is interesting.
Welding shield.
Yes. I'll have it sent along to the Tinkers Union headquarters
we
in
should
Undermine.
take probably the welding
I'm
shield.
sure after some
Or the
careful
mace.
dissection
Mace is pretty
and
nice.
research, they'll be able to make some sense
It's a nice
of it.
one-handed mace. We'll
But
take the mace.
Perhaps I'll have a little look myself first.
It's pretty much they both are upgrades. Like, what will we get sooner, the shield or we'll take the mace? We'll take the hammer.
Director Riddlevox put me in charge of the Union's Shredder development program. Few months on the job and I'm already in hot water. I could use your help, adventurer.
So we'll put the mace there. Going to sell a few things. Maybe we can do a little bit of smelting while we're here as well.
Glad I could help.
Free up some bag space before we go and quest.
Keep it real.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I think there probably will be a North American Union between Canada and the United States sometime in the future. I don't know when, but
Hey, how you doing?
we do have like a trade agreement, but like something more like the euro would be kind of interesting. And another benefit that Canadians have is we can travel the world and like live in foreign lands. Like, say, for example, Canadian wants to, take all his money from Canada and move to Thailand or a place like that. We can move there and work in Thailand, and we won't get taxed by Canada, by the Canadian government. We just have to pay tax in Thailand, but we can't benefit from like any like Canadian benefits. And if we want to keep our citizenship, we probably have to, I think we have to travel back every 6 months, something like that.
Ah, potential customer.
And I've heard that as an American, if you do, like, say, move, I don't know if this is true, if you do move to, say, another foreign land to live and you're an American citizen, you still get taxed. Your income gets taxed.
Keep it real.
if like the income you earn in that foreign land gets taxed by the American government. Not too sure if that's true, but for Canada, it's not like that, which is kind of cool.
Hurry back!
That's just something I've been thinking about. It's interesting. It's an interesting proposition, that's for sure. I think majority of Canadians would not want to do it, but if Canada's economy gets hit hard enough, maybe they would think about it, to be honest. And that's supposedly what's going to happen with the tariffs that are coming, or planning on coming. Who knows? We'll see what happens. See what Trump does. But yeah, the world's turning into an interesting place. And the reason why I think, you know, Trump wants that is because obviously, like, if Canada and the United States became one, like, think of how much of a powerhouse that would be. It is kind of unreal if you combine the natural resources of Canada with the United States. Like, we have the most fresh water in the world. We have the second most amount of oil in the world up in Canada as well, behind Venezuela, I believe. And yeah, it would be. We just don't have refineries. We ship a lot of our oil to the United States, and the United States refines it. And then there's a bunch of other like resources we have as well, like lumber and uranium and a bunch of stuff. I can't name it all, or I don't know it all, but we have a lot of resources up here. We're sort of like Russia, pretty much. So yeah, it would be the country, if Canada and the United States combined together, like the United States can already, fend for themselves and be isolationists with the rest of the world. But if you combine that with Canada, then yeah, we could easily survive on our own. Just the manufacturing would have to, I guess, manufacturing jobs would have to all come back. Because the world seems to be turning, like going that way.
Keep it real.
Seems to be becoming more and more divided and isolationist. And it's something I'm kind of interested in. I'm interested in, I think a lot of people are, like, what's going on with the rest of the world and how things are changing. But we'll see what happens. I wouldn't mind if it happened. I wouldn't mind, but for the majority of Canadians, life would become harder, I think. That's for sure. Like I think a lot of us don't realize how awesome free healthcare is until it's not really free, but like how the Canadian healthcare system is until we lose it, right? But who knows if with all those, like, maybe taxes would be even lower for Americans. If Canada joined the United States, like, the taxes get low enough, then maybe it could become better for both parties. But it's interesting, that's for sure. And another reason why I think we're seeing talk about this too is because of the BRICS nations, like supposedly, grouping up together. If you don't know who the BRICS nations are, it's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. They sort of have like a union going. I don't know if it's a union. It's not a European Union or anything like that, but they do work together. And and who knows? Maybe they'll become a partnership in the future. So maybe America's trying to, or like Trump is, and his party's trying to figure out like a way to counteract that. I think we'll be okay here. Just gotta make sure we don't pull the other one. Well, we're gonna try to pull this other mob back. Try to get out of range. There we go. Should be okay now. But I don't see it happening anytime soon. The only way I see it happening is if we have like a drastic economic downturn, sort of like the Great Depression. And Canada is just like, like, I don't know, going through chaos, you know what I mean? And they're just like, you know what, let's just join the States, and because like it's just the best scenario for us at the moment. Invited me to a group. Where is he? He's level 16. I guess, yeah, we're going to try to do this. I guess we can range pull. Never mind. We got him down. There we go. He did that. That was pretty good. I didn't get his head, though. Did I? He got it. Did I get it? Let's make sure I got it. I didn't get it. What the heck happened? Why didn't I get the head? Oh, because we don't have the quest. Oh, crap. I gotta go pick that up. Okay, we'll head back and get it. We can probably solo him. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. I don't think it's like a terrible concept like some people think. But, who knows? It could happen in the future. But, yeah, he's coming out swinging. That's one thing. He's coming out swinging. It's going to be an interesting 2015. So I'm going to go pick this quest up here. Yeah, it's this. Is it Guns and Northwatch? No. I think it's like a wanted poster, right? Yeah, we gotta go pick that up. You have another quest over here to turn in. Wharfmaster Dizzywiggle to turn that in quick. It's good we grouped up with that guy. Kind of just reminded me about that quest. Should do fine, though. We'll be alright.
Have a good one. Time is
Easily
money,
solo it.
friend. A small enough crate. Yes, I should be able to find room for this aboard the ship. It sails with the next tide. I trust this is soon enough. Excellent. Let me just enter it into my ledger. All taken care of. Good day to you, adventurer.
Yeah, it is. It is scary when the world becomes isolationist like that, and it leads to war. You know, you know what I mean. Doesn't sound good. But we'll see what happens, man. I don't think. I don't know. I don't really know. But I don't see, I don't know, a world war, I don't see that happening, man. That would be kind of messed up. But who knows, man? I don't know. All I know is the world was, I think, a much better place and a better spot, like 20 years ago, 15 years ago. Seemed to be a little bit, more united in the 2000s, even though there was like a lot going on in the Middle East and stuff. But it did feel more united. And now it just feels really like it's just getting more and more divided. Things are changing, though. And that's what I think it is. I think it's just like fear of change going on. Things are starting to change. That's like kind of the feel I have at the moment. I think it's like things are really starting to change. We're moving into like a new era. But that's enough of me talking about that stuff. That's how I kind of feel. I just felt like talking about it because it's been on my mind. To be honest, I don't know, like everybody else, we don't really know what's going on. We really only know what's, what we hear and what we see on the news and internet and stuff like that. And then you just take what you hear and come to your own conclusion. Alright, so we have a couple more brigands to go. It will be funny, like, checking out videos, like, if I ever watch my playthroughs 10 years from now, and I see this video, and I don't know, Canada's completely, like, I don't know, Canada's a part of the States. That'd be kind of crazy, man. That'd be wild. That would be wild. But if any two countries could literally group up like that, it would be Canada and USA, man. We're a lot alike, that's for sure. We do have differences, but we're probably one of the strongest alliances in the world. So we got that. Got the head. We just need a couple more brigands, guys. Yeah, and the closest, probably, and one of the closest alliances too. Like the main differences between Canada and the United States, Canada's are the loyalists. Like we were loyal to the crown, and Americans were, you know, the rebels. They're they're rebellious, the rebellious ones, and they did their own thing. But we both came from, you know, came from the same lands, I guess you could say, you know. Came from the British Empire. I know Canada in America is not all just, you know, just British colonies. You know, we have the natives and them as well. The ones who were here before us. And they're a big part of Canada and the United States, too. But we are common, you know? Very common. I can't even think of like a. It's kind of like as common as. I don't want to say this, but it's common as Ukraine and Russia. You know what I mean? Like they're very close that way. It's kind of sad what's going on there. Imagine that happens to Canada. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. I don't think. Because they're fairly close too. They're kind of like brothers. Obviously, you know, Russia and Ukraine, I guess, kind of drifted apart and wanted to be more independent. Want to be more independent now, and I guess join Europe. Seems to be the case. So there's a clash there because of that, I guess. I'm not going to get into that because I don't really know much about that, but if I could think of two, like, you know, like a group that is as close as Canada and America, I would say, I would think Ukraine and Russia would be, man. It's kind of sad what happened there. It's really sad, actually. Oh my god. Could you imagine? Oh my, never mind. I gotta stop talking, man. I'm just ranting now. America invades Canada. That would be messed up, man. It'd be weird. I don't think it would get that far. That would just be ridiculous. I think Americans would think that's ridiculous. Same with Canadians. We would have to come to an agreement, man. I think the leadership that agrees with that, like even if there was like a Canadian leader that was like, we have to fight them, like get rid of that leader. You know what I mean? And vice versa. You hope on the American side they would say the same thing. You know what I mean? You gotta watch it. Yeah. I don't think that'll happen either, but like that's just insane. I just came to that like conclusion just from thinking about the, you know, what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. And like to Taiwan and China, you know what I mean? very close. I would, you know, they're pretty much brothers. And they're having a dispute right now. Weird. It's like all the brothers are getting upset. There's like a brotherly battle going on in the world right now. I think we would come to an agreement before anything like that would happen. If it became necessary, then I would, you know, you would hope that we would do that instead of something ridiculous, like some ridiculous fighting, you know what I mean? I'd be shocked if it came to that. We won't come to that. That's ridiculous. It's just a ridiculous thought that came in my head.
I sure could use your help. You did good, kid. A little more work like that, and it'll be one less thing I'll have to worry about. Hopefully, they'll be convinced that they should relocate their operation elsewhere.
My bad.
Meantime,
My bad, guys.
there is the
I don't
small
know.
matter
It's
of getting
just
back the
been
goods they
consuming
stole
me
from
for a couple days now.
I've been waiting forever for my last shipment of goods from Booty Bay. I'm pretty sure that it must have been stolen by the freebooters. But just to make sure, will you go down to the dockside and ask Dizzywig if my goods were already put into my warehouse without my knowledge? Here, take my ledger down to Dizzywig and have him double-check my inventory records against his logs.
And probably a lot of Canadians, too.
That sort of business. You know, I saw the Heedless once on the open seas. Fearsome ship, or was that boat? Those sailors are so particular. Anyways, watching her glide across the water was quite a sight to see. I'm glad her infamous captain will trouble my ships no longer. Gazlo sent you, did he? Just a moment. Let me take a look here and check my own logs and make sure I didn't have Gazlo's shipment sent to the wrong place. Bet he's waiting for those boots from Drizzlek. Everything looks square from my records, adventurer. Go on back and tell Gazlo he's out of luck. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the pirates that nabbed his goodies. Nothing else I can do for him. Oh, though you could tell him that I've got some things from Undermine for him when he has the time to come pick them up. No dice, eh? I guess it must have been the freebooters then. Dizzywig's on the level. I'm sure he wouldn't cheat me like that. After all, he is on the payroll. Looks like I've got some goods to get back, adventurer. What do you say? While I'd like to recover all my goods, I'm sure that's not possible. Still, there's a few things that I absolutely must have. As you see, my observatory is ready to go, but it needs the smaller of the two lenses. The first arrived by caravan from Duratar, but the second was bound by ship and never arrived. Also, I never got my boot shipment from Drizzlek in Booty Bay. Head down to the pirate camp and see if you can find them.
Yeah, we're going to head back to the Barrens, the crossroads, guys. Hopefully get the Zebra hooves and maybe a couple Plane Strider kidneys as well. Turn in this quest. And we're going to save this stolen booty quest for later when we eventually head down and try to get these raptor horns. Yeah, I'm done with that convo. I had to talk about it. I didn't have to, but I felt like it. And I try to keep, talk like that. Like I obviously have like my opinions on stuff like everybody else, but on this channel for the last 5 years I haven't talked about any of that stuff. I tried to stay away from it. I think that's a better thing to do. But I know that majority of my viewers are Americans. So I thought it was something interesting to talk about. Because if I was American, I think I would be interested to see what Canadians think about it. And overall, if it happens, it happens. I would not mind at all if Canada was gonna group up with any other country. I'd want it to be United States. So I don't mind it if it does happen. But do I think majority of Canadians want it to happen? 100% no. Just because we got it the free healthcare is just it's pretty awesome. And then also like, you know, the Canadian culture would change a bit. I think people might be a little worried about that, but there's a lot of benefits that would come as well. Obviously, it's just hard to tell like if the benefits outweigh what we lose, I guess. But we'll see. We'll see what happens over time. I think it's going to eventually happen, to be honest. I honestly have a feeling it might actually happen. Some people would think I'm crazy thinking that, but if things get tough, you know, things need, you know, changes need to be made. I should say times get tough, because who knows, anything can happen. Yeah, I'm done talking about it. I know I keep saying I'm done talking, but I'm done now. That's it. I think I've said enough.
The times we live in are as fickle as the shifting winds, adventurer.
There we go, we leveled up. Level 19.
True and lasting in this
2 more
world,
levels away,
and to
we'll be
preserve
caught up
that,
with our last
everything
warrior.
else is a waste. Your findings are amazing. The seeds I gave you were dried and dead. Whatever rests under these oases can create life from nothing. We must study this more. Your findings are incredible, adventurer. These oases hold properties that must come from an outside source, or perhaps an inside one. I want to know how these fissures are affecting the beasts who drink from the oasis' water. Hunt oasis snapjaws of the lush water and stagnant oases. Bring me their shells so I may examine them.
Alright, not bad.
Be careful.
Making a bit of coin here. We're level 19. Level 20, we unlock some awesome abilities, guys, like Rend Rank 3, Cleave, and also Retaliation. Awesome defensive ability. Do you have those heads, Travis?
You got rid of the raptors. Thank you, adventurer. You are an adventurer of worth.
You may have killed the raptors, but the silver they stole must be recovered. I have reports that the raptors have a large grouping of nests south of Ratchet, known as the Raptor Grounds. It is likely that they brought our stolen silver there. Go to this raptor haven and search for the stolen silver. When you find it, return it to me.
Alright, so there we go. We got stolen silvers, which does line up with the intact raptor ones. So maybe we'll head over there next episode and collect the telescopic lens and finish stolen booty as well. But yeah, guys, that's going to be the end of today's episode. I know I talked about a topic that I don't usually talk about, and it was a little bit off topic for the video, but hopefully you guys don't mind. I won't be doing stuff like that all the time, but I just felt like getting it off my chest. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.